Previously on Sin's The Hero's Tale, the party reconvened aboard the Ivy and discussed their investigative findings. Jura and Okazad were shown the 17th victim's locket and saw that she looked exactly like Genevieve. The following morning, Jura received a mental message from Manu, telling him that an 18th victim had been discovered. While Thalia and an Earth Genasi disguised Charya went to the temple to try and bait the killer into acting again, Jura and Okazad traveled to the scene of the new murder. Once there, however, they were turned away by the guards, as they possessed no proof of their involvement in the case. After speaking to the farmer who discovered the body, the two decided to go to the constabulary and acquire something that will permit them entry into future crime scenes. Meanwhile, Thalia and Charya went to the Winking Crocodile Inn to further the illusion they'd sold to the temple. It was here that they met Genevieve, who they now saw bore uncanny resemblance to Kala, the 17th victim. Upon speaking with her, it was revealed that Thalia had worked with her and her companions aboard the merchant vessel Seahorse. Bringing the pair to her room at the inn, Genevieve revealed a scar on her chest, appearing as though Kala's heart had been placed into her, transforming the half-elf into her likeness. Charya was able to learn that the spell responsible was True Polymorph, one of the highest level spells in the known world. In response, Thalia contacted Lucian and had him send Mephistopheles to the inn. The doctor performed a minor surgery to inspect the condition of Genevieve's heart, revealing it had not been replaced. After patching her back up with Charya's help, the doctor left the inn, concluding the true polymorph would only be within the capabilities of the High Commodores or their betters. Thalia and Charya set out to locate Xena.
Because minor surgery. Heart surgery is now minor surgery.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Totally minor.
Well, he didn't get to the heart.
Yeah,
He went-
He still opened her up.
Yeah.
He opened her up, saw that everything was as it should be, and was like, no, this is cool.
Uh-huh.
But since the last episode was very Thalia and Charya-centric, we can first throw to Jura and Okazad, now having arrived at the constabulary, the Boris and Yell's court gentlemen.
Yes.
The goon squad is at it again. Alright, so we were at the constabulary.
Yes.
What was our goal again? Oh, we were trying to get some clearance.
Yes, you were attempting to acquire some means of clearance that you could show to the guards, and basically to let them know that you are part of this investigation and that they should let you help if you show up.
Alright, well, not Jura's, but my intelligence is pretty low today, so, Okazad, I'm gonna let you take lead on this one.
Don't do this to me. I'm not doing too well myself either.
Now, come on, Captain, show them how it's done.
Listen, when we get to the talking
I
part...
don't mean as captain, I mean as a player.
But you need to be here as Okazad. You need to separate the player from the man.
Y'all
That's not
even
how
know who to talk to?
No, I don't believe you do.
Yeah, that's just...
Y'all didn't ask who was in charge of the investigation.
Yeah. Well, keep in mind, your intelligence 7, so... he would...
Have fun with that.
Didn't we talk to someone earlier when we first started this?
We talked to some random people, but not no one. The only person we talked to was the guy at the fort. But he wasn't heading the.
You spoke to Lieutenant Skew when you were at the fort. This is the constabulary.
Wait, I'm on the wrong side of the map. That's
Yeah, no, you're looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, that's the only person we talked to, and we learned that they were not heading the investigation. That's why we went to the constabulary. I remember that.
Yeah, the fort is kind of the long-distance command center for the naval station. So while not in the same location, that's where all the Navy's orders come from in this town. The constabulary, however, that's the town guard.
So is that person that was at the front desk still there?
Yes, you notice the female Kenra is still there.
So I guess we will approach her and be like, "Hello there," once again.
She looks up at you.
Back again?
Yes. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here if we weren't back again.
What can we do for you?
I'd just like to talk to whoever's heading the investigation.
Which one?
What do you mean by which one?
This is a constabulary. There are a lot of investigations going on every day.
Oh, that's what you meant. I thought you meant like there were many. Okay, well, The Genasi one being murdered. All of them. The Heartrender one.
Ah, okay. So you said you want to talk to whoever's in charge of that.
Yes, whoever's heading that investigation, we'd like to discuss with them.
Roll persuasion.
Just, I still have an advantage from last time when she knows that we're friends with... whatever, I'll just roll with it. Persuasion, there you are. Well,
And yeah, you still beat her out.
my luck holds up from last time, because this is pretty much what happened last time, too.
She gives you a look reminiscent of someone who's like reaching the end of the work week, like just ready for this fucking day to be over. And after staring at you for a moment, she shuffles through some papers.
Alright, that's gonna be Detective Burns. So you're gonna want to go up these stairs behind me. Second door on the left. Don't go anywhere else. You got that?
I promise. And we will...
Do you actually intend to do that?
I mean, I have no other... Yeah, I'm gonna go up there. I have nowhere else... I have no other intention to go anywhere right now.
Alright, fair enough. I won't make you roll for it.
Yeah, I have no intention of it. Like, I don't see the constabulary as suspicious yet, so I have no reason to search those.
Then yeah, you watch her reach for like a quill and dip it into an inkwell. She writes a couple of basically like visitors passes out, and she kind of leans over the desk, and with just a light slap, this now adhesive basically sticker with with her name on it is on your chest.
Well, all right then.
And she kind of just gestures up the stairwell, like pointing backwards with her thumb.
Alright, you can go.
Alright, so then I guess we'll head up there.
You enter the stairs, you find the second room. It appears to be an office. The glass, like the sort of faded glass window on the door, has elevated, like almost metal-looking letters that read Detective Den Burns on it.
Guess I'll knock on the door.
Doors open.
And I open the door and walk inside. Hello there, good sir.
Roll a Constitution save, as when you breathe in to say these words, you are hit with a immediate and thick cloud of cigarette smoke that begins to billow out into the hallway as you open the door. With a 14, you choke a little bit. Okazad, you do so as well.
Oh, great.
You're saying roll, not choke.
No, I was actually talking also.
Oh.
Well, depending on your role, that might be pretty fitting.
I thought you were playing the part. I was like, a little...
I wasn't even trying to.
I was gonna say, I was about to give you a sin point. For
Okay, you were fine. I don't give a shit about it.
Yeah, Okazad, you don't give a fuck. Jury, you notice it a little more. It's not so much like to the point where you can't talk, but you do take immediate notice. Your nose and your lungs are not thanking you for walking into this room.
No, this is
This
how I
was my
got...
1 that's 20 of the game.
But as the smoke clears, you notice what was the silhouette of like a jackal's head, those big pointed ears up into the ground. As the smoke billows out into the hall and the silhouette becomes clear, you see an older Kenra gentleman with graying hair and a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, sitting over a desk with just stacks of papers.
What's Kenra again? I just forget. I'm sorry.
Kenra's like a jackal person. So
Oh, okay,
It's
that's
an
right.
Anubis, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Basically looks like Anubis.
Yeah, basically Anubis.
Okay.
It's what First Lieutenant Garanark was, the guy who knocked you the fuck out.
Sorry, I got a drink, but yeah, I remember.
That's fine, but judging from the look and smell of this office, he's probably been in here, like living in here while working this case for quite a long time. And as he regards the two of you,
Oh, I thought he...
you two want.
We're investigating the same investigation that you're going into right now. Well,
That right? You managed to make any headway on that?
do I have anything written in my notes? I'm blanking. I should have looked at the last episode yesterday.
I do not believe we are at liberty to say.
He's heading the. I mean. Well, we do have some information, but we. What do you know?
Honestly, not nearly as much as I'd like.
How long have you been heading this investigation so far?
How long have you been stuck in this place?
Shouldn't he be verifying who they are?
That's what I was just about to get to.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, he's accepting this pretty easily.
Yeah, no, like, you see him, like, with his tongue, like, shift the cigarette from one side of his mouth to the other. Who the hell are you two that you're giving me a third degree like this?
Well, I am the pit fiend. I recently won. I beat Lothar. Lothar?
Good for you. Good for you. And you're investigating the Heartbreaker
Because we don't want to see people murdered, and if someone asked
Because
us.
Xena asked you to.
Yeah.
Hey, stop metagaming. I was trying to remember
in case you forgot. Yeah, in case you forgot.
I was getting into that. I was like, wait, I was like, someone asked this. I'm pretty sure it was Xena, but I wasn't sure. But yeah. High Commodore Xena also asked us. So.
persuasion with advantage, having name dropped her.
How am I doing today?
Didn't need it.
Never mind,
Hey.
I'm not rolling against that.
There goes my one nat 20 deadlock.
God dang it, this is gonna go down here from here.
Yeah, figured it would only be a matter of time before them high commodores took notice and got themselves involved. It's little Xena, huh? What's your relationship with her?
We're best friends.
You don't exactly put the name.
We're best friends.
You know what? Riding that nat 20, he's gonna buy that.
Your conversation pieces always win.
Well, she did always have interesting choice of company. So she brought you in on this, huh?
Yeah, I mean, we would have helped anyway had pretty much anyone asked. It's kind of just what we do.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he's not wrong.
What about you, Silver Beast? What's your story?
Pretty much in the same boat here.
Quite literally.
That was not meant to be intended, but you know what? Whatever.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have a damn thing to offer you boys. Oh, that reminds me. Coffee?
You've been on this case for how long?
Let's see, ever since the third victim turned up, so... coming up on 2 months.
Have you?
Clearly you have to have something after all this time.
Well, mass murderers like this are still a fairly new development. These ones with patterns, premeditation. This is still kind of new.
Well, have you? How do we know we can trust you? We'll make sure you're not in on the murders.
He stares at you almost with a glare for a second. So the fact that I'm not only a detective of the constabulary, but the fact that I've been trying to catch this fucker for the past 2 months didn't tip you off.
But what if you were pretending and did murder the people?
Then I wouldn't be this close to the investigation. And I wouldn't be falling asleep at my desk 5 times a week.
Dude, seriously, how often do you get out of here?
These days, not very often. Especially not now that there's 17 of these victims instead of just 3.
Do you not know there's another one?
He throws himself back in his chair. Motherfucker.
Yeah, that's kind of a part of the reason why we came here, so we can get some clearance, and we couldn't investigate the body. We couldn't do
Or
much.
the area.
As you say that, one of the constables walks in. Sir, Detective Burns, there's been another... I already know. Oh. Well, good luck, sir. That'll be all, Constable. And he leaves. Alright, well, now that we're here, when and where?
Let's see. It was just outside the agriculture district, right, or like just north of it.
Yeah.
It was like in one of the alleyways there.
Yeah, it was in the alleys in the central agricultural district.
That's right. All right. So I'll express that to him. Pretty much the same condition found by a farmer, who propped them up because he didn't notice the hole right away because they were covered by a sheet.
Sounds about right.
And the last one was what kind of genasi? I forget. Where were we?
This most recent one was
Is it Earth?
no, it was an air.
Yeah, I was thinking. I thought it was air, but I didn't want
Oh, that's right. That's why they were disguised as Earth for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So.
to. Well, we warned them of that ahead of time.
Well, no, I was telling. That's what MJ disguised himself as, or
Yeah.
why he did it.
Well, regardless, moving on.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to remember. That's all. So yeah, Air Genasi. Now, I expressed you have you noticed a pattern between the murders?
Yeah, going through the elemental site lately.
All right. I just wanted to see if you knew that information already.
Yeah, it became apparent after the 6th or 7th one that the pattern was repeating.
So
Why
we
follow it though?
I don't know. Genasi are kind of a big deal around here, so.
so we've heard that already. So we know the next one's going to be an Earth Genasi.
Right.
And we've noticed that the killer is getting a bit more aggressive and faster.
Well, how many of you are there that seem to have this?
Well, there's about, 4 of the main ones and, a bunch of other people that also help us out. So, quite a few. But we're the main ones, so don't worry.
I heard 4. We're gonna go with 4. And you see him start rummaging around in the drawers of his desk, and he pulls out what looks like 4 little gold coins. And then he pulls out a metal, almost like a punch. And he takes a paperweight off of his desk, and you hear him just 4 times, like, set the punch over the coins and just, like, hammer into them. And when he's done, he kind of cups them all up in his hand and hands them across the desk to you.
I'm assuming this will help us get what we need to get.
And you show it to the guards that let you read your crime scenes. Roll perception on these things.
Did you make a design for these?
Jura, as far as you can tell, just shiny coin, yeah. Okazad, you notice it's his name and a 3-digit number underneath. You assume a badge number.
Are they all different from each other?
No, it's the same. It's the same.
I mean the numbering.
Deluck, it was a punch. They're all.
Yeah, he used a metal punch to basically embed this in these 3 gold coins. It's basically his name and his badge number. So if you need to get into this is basically you showing the guards that, hey, the detective gave these to us.
Deluck, we have a hall pass now.
More or less, yeah. This is your constabulary hall pass.
I'm definitely gonna write that into my inventory.
Well, that makes this a little more difficult. Wait, what is today?
I'm not sure what day it is in the world right now.
Yeah, do any of you remember that?
Fuck, what was it?
Did we roll something
Wait,
for that?
maybe.
Yeah, I'll actually allow the meta if AJ remembers.
Hang on. I'll look at my thing.
Damn it, the videos have.
It's so long in between sessions.
I'll be honest, I can barely keep track of what day it is in real life. Please don't expect me to keep track of the day in game.
For real.
Yeah, I'm still catching up with the videos. Like, the last one I did was the 7th of 3rd summer, which, by the way, I fixed that text in the videos.
We should be, if I've been calculating this right, we should be the 17th day of 3rd summer.
Then for the sake of this, I'll say Jura knows that.
I give the correct date, because whatever the correct day is today, it'll be in the top left corner of the video, don't worry.
So you
tell
remember
him-
edit it in.
So you tell him the 17th of third summer.
I tell him the fourth wall tells me this answer.
It's either that or it's the 16th. I don't know.
Yeah,
The 16th or the 17th.
like I
Just
said,
remember to edit it in.
don't worry, it's always in the top left. I've been fixing them as I've been putting them out, so...
Okay, fair enough.
Then you see him kind of pinch the bridge of his snout and start to like cradle his forehead as if nursing either a headache or a hangover. You're not sure. Hell. All right, then I need to get over to the temple and talk to that priest.
Breeze?
Yeah, the head guy over there. He was talking about putting some kind of system together, traveling in groups, something about sending. I don't know, magic ain't really my thing.
Yeah,
Do I know that spell?
So, well, I do, because he's been using it on me.
Alright.
So sending, and I explained to him how sending works, where it, he could send a message of, 12 letters, 20 letters, 25?
Yep, 25 words of this.
He could send that amount of words to you, and you could send them back as a reply from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, it about lines up with what the old man said. Well, look, you two want to tag along, that's all well and good, but I guess we should get over there so we can prevent more of these bodies from piling up. I guess after that, I gotta make a trip to the agricultural district.
What do you think, Ozawa? Should we stick with him for now? I think it's in our best interest.
Well, we do need to actually get a look at this ourselves. We haven't been able to get a chance because the guards turned us away, so now would actually be a time.
So you want to go to the agricultural district then? Or
Afterwards.
okay. So so we'll go with him.
Alright, then you watch as Detective Burns grabs a couple of effects. He throws a pretty patchy looking suit jacket over his shoulders, and he grabs one of those tiny, like glass marble sized scrying orbs off his desk, and as he's walking through the door, you hear him strike up a conversation with Manu, telling him he's on his way. And after he sets the orb back in his pocket, he looks back in the office. You two coming?
Yep.
Yes, we are.
You follow him out. He closes and locks the door as the two of you leave. And you head out of the constabulary, and he leads you out to the temple, which is pretty much right across the street.
All right then.
And we can actually keep up with this. You notice, as you're approaching, it would appear as though the priests of the temple, led by Manu, have begun to amass groups. Like, they're basically calling pretty much an all attention in the marketplace. And as Burns leads you through this crowd up to the priest where Manu is standing, you begin to hear him more clearly. He's basically explaining that it's a joint plan between the temple and the constabulary for Genasi women to travel in pairs. And he directs their attention to several boxes in front of him and says that inside this box are a shit ton of scrolls of sending. And as Burns gets to the frontmost area where Manu is, Manu introduces Burns by name, basically says like, hey, this is who he is, this is what he does. If you encounter anything suspicious at night, use those scrolls and call this man.
This dude's never gonna sleep.
Jesus. No kidding.
This seems.
Burns has a look on his face that reflects that.
This seems not like the best plan.
It does not.
Immediately, my brain is ticking, and so I kind of whispered to Oaks. I was like, "This seems a little wrong, right?"
Well,
Like-
Burns pipes up after Manu is done, like, or if you head over to the constabulary and meet any of those people, feel free to give them a call too. Doesn't have to just be me.
Trying his best to deflect.
Yeah, and Manu
To
kind
be
of like
fair, would you want to be kept up all night just in a game like this?
yeah, and upon hearing that, Manu kind of nods and basically reinforces what Burns says.
It makes the priest so much more suspicious.
Yeah, this unless it was someone else's idea, but and he Hmm.
I don't suppose you have any idea whose idea this was, do you? I assume it's not yours.
No, the priest was the one who brought it to my attention.
So it's either his ideas or someone that talked to him.
Pretty sure it's his. Because I think
I'm gonna Detective
the
Haggard.
whole heart removal thing's been hitting the local holy men pretty hard.
I think it's been hitting the Genasi the hardest.
Can I smack him on the back of his head for that?
I mean, I ain't your boss.
No. I meant you as like a
Maybe
I'm
was he?
not your boss.
Yeah, like
Fine.
you don't have.
Where is it? Where is it?
Just remember that your unarmed strikes do negative damage, don't they?
No.
Well, that's a hit.
Yeah, it is a hit.
Yeah, I just smack him on the back of his head with that. It's just 1 damage. That's all it is.
Oh, so your strength modifier is 0?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, it's just 1 damage.
I'm now at 50 or 45 health, 44 health. I can't number.
But yes, you notice there are several young Genasi women in the crowd, mixed among, humans, Kenras, a couple of crocodile lizard folk, and a couple people from the naval station appear to have come over this way as well. Jura, roll perception.
Oh boy, is my best friend here? I hope.
Soft 20. She is not, but you do notice that a lot of the Navy guys, especially a lot of the younger ones, take notice that you are here. And with that soft 20, you also hear, wait, isn't that Jura? Wait, that Jura? Wait, you mean the one that got hit by Lieutenant Garanard and survived? Yeah, that guy. So they're looking at you like you're some kind of celebrity.
Kind of is.
I start getting a smug look on my face, just kind of like wide grin smile, and just the half closed eye in glory. Like yeah, that's me.
Yes. Then you watch as Manu and Detective Burns basically usher people up to collect their scroll, and for those unaware, give them a brief how-to of how it works.
All right, we'll wait for them to finish what they're doing.
Yeah, the whole process takes about maybe 10 minutes. And once done, Manu turns to look at the two of you. Would you like one as well, Jim?
You know what? I'll take one.
By all means. And he gestures down to the box that the scrolls are in.
All right, and I'll grab one. So
You are working with Detective Burns now.
yes, we figured if we could put our heads together, it would work out better.
Hopefully it can bring a sweet conclusion to this nightmare.
That's what we're trying to do.
Well, Godspeed, my sons. And as usual, if there is anything I can do, you have all the rest.
I do have just one question. Whose idea was it to give all these people the scrolls descending?
I believe it was Tema's, the temple maiden. She approached me with the concept, and I then brought it to Detective Burns' attention.
Maybe we should go talk to her at some point. What was it, Temma?
Tema. Thema.
Put that into my notes.
Yeah, she was, I believe, among the first of the temple's clerical staff that you met when you got here. She was the one Ayame was talking to. And Manu then tells you, she should be doing about her duties somewhere inside the temple.
Well, let's see if we can go find her and just talk to her real quick.
Then how do you think about it? Detective. And you see Burns just kind of nod at him. Brother Manu. And as Manu walks away, Burns looks at the two of you. So you think
Well, we found the idea strange to begin with, so whoever's idea it is may be using this as a distraction of some sort, or at least to distract you.
Interesting. Yeah, alright. Lead on then.
Alright, I guess, I don't know, perception to find this Tema?
Yeah.
Okazad, back me up here. See if you can find him.
I'm going to my page. Nope, I don't have advantage.
Yeah. It's kind of sad.
If only I had advantage.
I had,
Let me roll for the detective.
I had +4 to luck.
Oh, god dang it.
Jesus.
Okay, one of you, yeah, just roll one more time with advantage as Burns basically pulls one of the other temple people aside and says, Tema, where?
I wish
Oh,
my
Jesus
advantage-
Christ.
I wish my advantage helped me back there. Hey, look at that again.
Wow, you got the
Wow,
same exact
you
roll.
got the exact same roll. That's
That,
canny.
Yeah,
those,
deja vu. Hello.
those are some odds.
Yeah, so you follow this this temple hand's guidance, and you find her polishing the statue of what looks like Anithia, the goddess of chaos.
It seems suspicious, but that could just be her doing her duties.
I mean, Anithia is just one of the gods.
I know, it's, just that's the one she happens to be cleaning at the moment. Just don't know. Anyway, so we will approach her and just be like, "Hello there. How are you doing? We got some questions for you, real quick."
Of course. How can I help you? I know quite a few things about the temple.
Not necessarily about the temple itself.
Kind of cocks her head to the side.
More about the idea. So I'm assuming you know about the scroll ascending thing that the head priest has, put into action.
Yes, it was actually my idea.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to talk to you. How did you come up with this idea?
Well, I have just as much reason to fear as all these other women.
She says, kind of gesturing down to herself. She's a water genasi, by the way.
So, I had the thought that if we were to travel in pairs or perhaps small groups, the odds of us getting picked off individually would be significantly lessened. And if we see anything out of the ordinary, then we would be able to use the scroll to immediately contact the constabulary.
I see. What makes you think that if they're in groups, they're less likely to get attacked?
It's my experience that criminals, be they thieves, murderers, whatever have you, they tend to stay away from groups, don't they? They prefer their victims to be isolated by themselves.
Yes, that makes sense. And did you perhaps also suggest to the scrolls ascending to all be focused on the detective here? Or-
That was unforeseen. He was just the only name that came to mind since he is the one working the case.
Okay, I see.
I remembered him from an announcement the constabulary made some weeks ago.
Okay, Okazad, do you have any questions you'd like to ask her?
I tried. Sorry.
Well, while he's working that one brain cell,
It?
So, the two of you are now in Detective Burns' company. I see. Would you be helping him with his investigation?
yes, exactly that. You're trying to.
You see a small smile kind of creep across her features.
Good. Hopefully with the help, we can get things at least somewhat back to normal.
Well, that's what we're hoping. Have you seen any suspicious characters lately that you might be concerned about?
None, at least at the townscape, but I also don't get to the other districts very often. I'm aware that is why I haven't noticed
Yes, well, that's okay.
Do you have any idea why somebody would go after the Genasi specifically in this cycle?
I feel like we've asked this question plenty of times already.
Genasi are Jinborn. We possess all of the magical potential of the fog planes, the elemental planes. And there are a great many people who believe that, much like our Jin ancestors, we are capable of granting wishes, though unfortunately this is not the case.
It's actually more detail than we've gotten from anyone.
That's why I was asking.
Yeah, well, it worked out this time. Every other time we've asked that question.
Yeah, so now you know Genasi are descended from genies that they cannot grant wishes.
That's going into the
But
notes.
there's no. But you have no idea why anyone would be following this specific pattern, like this order of elements.
Mahad was, in the old days at least, built by and for Genasi, and these days, despite our history, we are no more or less different from any other citizen of this place. I would suspect, if anything, the culprit may be somebody who comes from outside of Mahad who has heard the old stories and thinks us greater than we are now.
Alright, well, I think that's everything we need from here for the moment.
With the 25 keys, then I have 7 more statues on the palace represents it.
That's a lot of statues.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Be safe in the meantime.
You as well.
She gives you a kind of a deep bow.
Alright, so I guess we'll start to leave, but as we're leaving and we're like outside the what's this place called? The temple? I forget what this area is called. Temple. Okay.
Yeah, it's just the temple. It's kind of an all gods dedication place.
Yeah. As we're leaving, I kind of whispered, talk to Burns. I'm like, did you feel anything suspicious coming off of her? Any just gut feelings or anything?
None of that with her.
Not well.
There was something you were finding a bit suspicious.
No, but I'm keeping an eye on the around. Why is she striking as a suspect?
Not necessarily, but we can't rule anyone out just because we don't think they are.
Personally, I'd be hard pressed to. Like, unless I had a lot of evidence, I'd be hard pressed to mount a case against anyone who would work here.
Well, we got what we could for now, so we might as well head over to the incidents area.
Lights up another cigarette.
I don't think anyone does.
And he leads you guys over, or you lead him rather, to where
Yeah,
the
we know where it is. He doesn't.
Yeah.
I always love this kind of music.
Yeah, the noir music.
Yeah.
So you take him to the alley where the guards were before. There's still a heavy patrol, and there's still the tape keeping people away. It's the same guard from before when you guys walk up with Burns. And
So-
Burns walks right past and kind of gestures to the two of you, and the guard looks at you expectantly.
Show him one of the medals. Or coins, rather.
He steps aside and lets you pass.
I also show it, but I also give kind of like a smug, yeah, I'm walking through here kind of look.
He doesn't react to that. He just 1,000-yard stare, and as soon as you pass him, he goes back to where he was, just keeping other people out.
It's fine, I still get the satisfaction of doing it. Alright, let's get down to business here.
Yeah, as you're here, you notice, I think I mentioned before, the body's already been moved.
Yeah, the farmer said he moved it. Oh, well, you say
No,
take it
no,
away.
no.
Yeah, she was taken away.
Mm-hmm. But there is still the chalk mark on the ground, and everything else appears to have been undisturbed.
So I guess we'll do investigation to take a look around.
Yeah, this is investigation.
It's investigation.
Just see what details we can notice.
Fortunately, this is neither of our strong suits.
Well, let's see.
Apparently we do well this time.
Yeah.
Apparently, we're really good at this time.
So let me double check my notes on this particular victim, so I'm not getting mixed up here. Okay. With Okazad's 14, Jura's 19, you start to... Okazad, you point out something you think is a little strange, and Jura, you kind of follow his point. You notice the sand on, I guess, the ground of this alley. There's an area around where the body was propped up, like directly opposite of where the body was propped up. You see like a dip in the sand, almost as if it was, I guess, kind of blown away from that particular spot on the wall. And with your 19, Jury, you actually notice it looks like a strong wind hit this area of the wall, forcing the sand, like displacing it from the ground, revealing the limestone beneath.
Huh. So I'll show this to both Burns and to Okazad. And just express that this is very strange. I'm not quite sure what to make of this.
Roll an insight with advantage for Burns.
Oh, I thought you were telling me to do it. Hey,
Go for advantage.
Nat 20 for Burns.
that makes sense.
Lot
He's a
of nat 20s.
What's that?
A lot of nat 20s.
Yeah, as Burns is looking at that, like as you pointed out to him. Seems our air genasi victim might have done something the killer didn't quite expect.
You think the Genasi did that?
Genasi are magically inclined, even the ones that don't put particular investment in spellcasting or anything like that. So, a fire Genasi can, I don't know, light their fists on fire or something, or a water Genasi can make a mist or whatever to make a cooling effect. The air ones, they can make little blasts of wind. So that's what we got here.
Well, I've seen the fire thing, but I didn't think too much of it before. Well, I
They
guess.
all have some magical ability, though what they can do and to what extent depends a lot on, the strength of whatever gym they're descended from.
So our last victims potentially saw who went after them.
Possibly. One thing I've noticed about a lot of the victims is none of them seem to have had any defensive moves, like none of them fought back.
This one did.
I'll be looking into the perception of the rule here.
Well, from what we can gather, this was also done relatively quicker than the others.
Yes, this one was a bit more rushed, so this person,
He probably got sloppy.
someone made a mistake.
This killing was also smooth. There was less time between this one and the last one. I think whoever it is starting to feel the heat.
Meaning we're getting close to them, possibly.
If they're feeling the heat, though, why stay around? Why rush it further? Is there a deadline to whatever they're doing?
That's what I'm saying. Which means maybe this is solidified this after all.
There's got to be some end goal here. Otherwise, they would just be leaving if the heat was getting too tough.
Yeah, but now we hit a brick wall.
Well, we got to figure it out quick before the next one. I have a feeling the next one might be tonight.
He shoots you a wary look. Did you say that?
Well, if they're starting to rush and they're feeling the pressure, then what's stopping them from doing it tonight?
I guess it's a fair point. His timetable is kind of off the table now.
They're still following the order, though, it seems. Unless they're really going to be impatient to skip.
Well, that's been the more consistent pattern here. I don't think
Would with Manu's new group thing, do you think they would kill 2 Earth Genasi's if they were in a group together? Or do you think they would just kill one?
Good question.
Here's another question that I think might be even more disturbing. What's to stop whoever this killer is from just getting 2 in one swoop? Just the Earth and then the one after.
That might be their other idea.
It's just got a lot more.
Might have to pull some overtime and put a couple officers on the days off, but it might be a good idea to have some extra constants in the street.
I feel like we should be very vigilant tonight. Something's gonna happen.
Yeah, I should say so. Not much other news, but I guess that is a real possibility now.
Is there anything else we can glean from this area at the moment?
With that 19 in investigation, in addition to the windswept sand, you also notice surrounding the area around the chalk mark, there is a little bit of a blood spatter, something that you, to the best of your knowledge, wasn't really present in the other rooms.
So
Where the other ones look like, say, like if the heart was gently removed, like yes, there'd be a little bit of, spurting, like arterial bleeding. This one looks as though, like, as whatever was reaching in to retrieve the heart was almost, like, yanked back quickly, and the blood was propelled a little further away than the body would have naturally ejected.
This person really did make some mistakes this time.
Or it's someone else.
I don't know about that one, but either way.
Someone else.
That I'm not certain. For all we know, somebody could be trying to mimic this.
Yeah, that's the last thing I need is 2 fucking killers.
Well, if there's 2 of them, we're probably more likely to catch both of them, I think.
Or at least one, and you could just help us find the other. Maybe.
Bearing in mind, you two, I'm pretty sure you two, Thalia and Charlie, are the only ones who know that you're looking for a team.
Well,
I wasn't suggesting a team.
yeah.
Well, and everybody else who's been asked about it.
Well, yeah, so who was that? I think.
The priest, the people
Manu
at the
knows.
pit, Heinrin knows, and then,
The
I
one
don't
doctor in the
remember.
rich zone.
Yeah, the doctor knows.
And then the Emmy, or the Emmy knows.
Yeah. Yeah, so the priest, guys in the pit, Heinrin, doctor, org person. I don't think we told anybody else.
I mean, it's still a fairly long list that we told.
Yeah, but I mean, consider how many citizens are here. It's a decent amount of people we didn't
I still
tell.
think the priest is the one who did it, so...
Well,
But
The
point
more-
I'm
I
dancing
mean,
around is- the point
Why
I'm
do I
dancing
feel like
around
this is just
Burns-
one red herring?
Burns is not on that list.
Yeah, y'all haven't told him about the...
Well, I mean, he's a new player
Apprentice,
for
yeah.
this. as well.
yeah, we also did just meet him. I just kind of whispered to Ozan, just like, do you think we should tell him? I think he's on the up and up.
9, he doesn't hear you.
Okay. I think he's on the up and up. If you don't respond to me, I'm just
I
going to
think
tell
we
him.
should I think we should tell him.
Okay. So we'll explain the situation. Obviously, we'll kind of hunch him over to talk to him privately about this because we don't want anyone else hearing.
Yeah, you managed to kind of huddle him out of earshot of the guards watching the entrances to the alley.
Yeah. So we explained to him that we believe that there's belief that there's possibly 2 killers. Did we know about the master apprentice thing? I don't know if me and Deadlock specifically knew.
I think we know.
That was one of the things you questioned Manu about. Though, let me roll dexterity for him real quick.
But yes, we did tell you
Dexterity?
because
Yeah.
y'all...
Yeah, dexterity, because when you mention a team, his cigarette falls the fuck out of his mouth and he manages to catch it before it hits the ground.
Okay. All right. Thank you, AJ, for the clarification, by the way.
Yeah, we met y'all after we were coming out from the morgue, and we told y'all what we found.
Okay.
So,
I just
y'all
didn't
know.
remember if you mentioned it was a master apprentice thing or if it's just if it was 2 people.
Well, it was 2 people, and I suggested it was probably a master apprentice thing.
Okay. So then we'll explain that to him. So and drops and catches
Yeah,
a
'cause
cigarette.
some of the bodies are masterly done, and some of them are more sloppily done. Like somebody's teaching somebody how to do it. Or they could be forced to do it. No, I don't know that yet, but it's sort of like a master apprentice thing.
So yeah, as you're explaining all this, like he puts the cigarette back in his mouth, and just like you see him kind of lean down and then just take a huge in-breath. You watch like the paper of it go all the way down to his lip, and just the ash just falls like.
Yeah.
So there's 2 of them.
Well, likely.
I was already planning on retiring after this case. Now I'm just looking forward to it all the more.
Well, you'll feel pretty satisfied once we get this guy or girl or people.
Absolutely. Yeah. He, she, they, them. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna watch them swing for this. Alright, so team effort. Great. What else do we know?
Not much more than that, I think. We know they're going to be going for an Earth, and if there's 2 of them, they might be going after another group.
And it was your companions, the other 2. These little badges of 4. You said they were the ones who discovered the inconsistency with the bodies.
Yes.
Should probably touch base with them at some point then.
Yeah, we'll meet up with them once we're done here. We'll try to. We got to find them first.
Only thing left to do, I think, is actually look at the body itself and see what we can do with it.
That'd be back in the morning at this point.
And I think we should find them first before we go look at it.
Yeah, I think we probably should. They're the ones who know it better than us.
I'll do this though. Talking to Burns, we should keep like a watchful eye out for groups of Earth and Fire Genasi.
Now you're thinking like a detective. Not bad. And it is at this point we will throw back to Thalia and Charya.
And so at this point, I also have an idea. But
That's dangerous.
particularly yes, it is.
Probably to me.
Yeah, it might be.
How are you 2 going about your search for Xena?
I say we just go to the naval station and be
Yeah, I
like,
would say the naval station.
and
Alright,
just be like, we're looking for Xena.
so go ahead and roll perception, both of you.
Got it. Let me just pull the sheet.
Soft 20 and a 12. Charya, unfortunately, you're not seeing a whole like there's a shit ton of Navy people here. That's the first thing you notice. But Thalia, you actually notice a
Who is assaulting their keyboard?
beg pardon.
Someone's attacking the keyboard.
I think that
Somebody
was
was like
It
really
was-
hitting their keyboard.
It wasn't me. I heard it too.
I don't know.
Anyways, sorry.
But you, Thalia, notice a rather familiar human top half and horse bottom half.
Okay, seriously, who is assaulting whatever?
It's Chris.
Chris.
I mean, I was typing something. There's no way that should come through on my.
Did you set your thing too low? It might be picking up because you set your detection too low.
I mean, my
Yes.
detection was well, whatever.
Somebody
Yeah.
is assaulting something. Yes.
Wait. Okay, that's weird. Okay, I gotta fix that later. But anyway,
Anyways.
you notice the familiar form of Chief Petty Officer Haas walking through streets of the naval station.
Haas was who again?
He was one of Evelier's attendants. He was the...
Oh,
He-
right.
He's an asshole.
Yeah, he, funnily enough, as far as you guys are aware, he's the one who informed the Tekkenveer of where Charia is.
I'm gonna have fun not strangling him.
Remember, you don't look like Charia right now.
I know, but I'm still upset.
Yeah, he unfortunately is the only naval person that you recognize amongst this crowd.
Okay, well then I guess I'll just wave to him because I'm in my usual half fox, half human form.
Let's see if he notices you. I know I actually have a sheet for him, so...
But,
I
you know,
can I can yell his name too, like
That would
Haas.
that would certainly help things. He stops, turns, and regards you. Yes, as he clops over, you now notice, as he gets closer to you, you remember just how enormous this dude is. Because it's basically Clydesdale from the waist down, and then just this big brick shithouse of a man from the waist up.
Meanwhile, my tiny self.
Yeah, your 5 foot nothing fox self.
I'm actually 4'11", so
Even less, wonderful.
So what are you doing here, lass?
oh, we're looking for Xena. Would you happen to know where she's at?
Lieutenant Commander Atara. I haven't seen her. What business have you with her?
Oh, she asked us to help her investigate the Heartrender case.
Seems like Commodores love coming to Liverpool for help.
Seems to be.
And he kind of leans down, like getting his face as close as he can to yours without, bending in a weird angle.
You lot are planning to screw this moving to you now, are ya?
Kind of tilts her head to the side. Screw who over?
You don't act like you don't know. It's not like Captain Evelier's here for the scenery.
Oh, but I heard she was exonerated. Or, it's all been fixed. Made sure of it. Yes, I made sure that she was no longer in trouble.
How'd you pull that one off?
Just sent something to the Admiral. Just a note.
Well, I'll be confirming that with the captain myself, maybe. As for Lieutenant Commander Atara, last I heard, she was given a debrief at the fort until it took ski. Something about some wee dragon they found out in the desert.
Oh, yeah. What was his name? It was like Almadron?
Andromal.
Andromal. Sounds like a Digimon.
They both kind of did.
Yeah. And they're just like, oh yeah, Andromal. He's cool.
He raises an eyebrow at you.
I never did get his name. But if you're looking for the Lieutenant Commander, I'd try Fort Lamega.
Alright. Thank you very much. And don't worry, Evelier is all in the clear.
I've got a couple errands I still need to run here, but I'll be touching base with her when I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of looks at Charia, or the Earth Genasi form that Charia is wearing.
I'm just kind of staring back up at him with like an unamused face.
Can't got your tongue, lass. Or you just never succeed that.
No, just figured that the Navy wouldn't need our help finding a simple murderer.
Really spread thin. These bloody fucking pirates making news now.
Maybe it's just a sign of waning power.
He narrows his eyes at you. Let me roll something real quick.
I narrow my eyes back at him.
As Thalia basically goes, okay, and just like kind of grabs her arm. Like,
Hold on.
we should probably go. I know.
That one.
Nope.
Eat shit.
Even with his impressive buff to that, he turns back to you, Thalia. I want to keep your newer crew members on a tight leash. You want to send that old woman around here, give it somewhere more extra.
I'll keep that in mind. Well, we're gonna be going now. And she kind of like wraps her arm into Charia's. Like, thank you for the information.
It takes a couple of tugs, but eventually she starts going.
As you begin to walk away from him,
Oh yeah, one more thing, lass.
Yes?
Whatever became of that other crew member of yours, the lavender schemer with the big mouth.
Well, she's actually on a different ship than I am, so I can't speak for that right now.
Still kicking ass.
Last I saw.
As you were.
and he turns and begins walking away.
Once we are well and truly far away from him, only then does Charia go, God, I want to strangle his ass.
Now, time and place.
That could be taken
No.
2 ways.
Well,
It'd be even funnier if he was an asinine centaur.
aha!
But alas, he is a horseman, not a donkey man.
Anyway, so I guess we're going to the fort.
Yep, let's head to the fort.
Alright, and given everything else you guys have done ahead of time, what with Genevieve and all, I would say it's at this point, it would be a convenient place for y'all to bump into Jura, Okazad, and the detective in the market.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because the constabulary's right there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, boom, party back together. Magic.
Oh, wow.
No.
Woo!
Oh, hey, fancy meeting you here.
Hey guys.
Charia does not look happy at all. She says nothing.
So, what's wrong with that one?
Oh, we ran into Haas.
Oh,
He's not happy.
well, not much I can do about that.
Oz can eat my ass. I don't give a shit about what he said.
Well, we're not worried about him right now anyway, so don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got some news. Not particularly good, but news all the same.
What's interesting now?
So, I will explain to them what Manu's plan is, and Thema, whatever her name is.
Tema.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, the Age of Silence.
I know, I forgot. But I explained that, so that's the first thing. Then I proceed to explain about the body that we found, and how it is,
We're just talking about this in this open space here.
well, talking it privately to them. It's fine, don't worry about it.
Like, Burns kind of looms over you. Who's your friends?
Oh yeah, this is Burns. He's our friend now, and work buddy.
Hi.
Detective
Hello.
Burns. He holds out his hand, and there's the other two coins that he punched.
Charia takes hers and so they've got this new plan about walking in groups.
Yeah, so I'm a little concerned about that, because
Yeah.
two master and apprentice, they can definitely take down 2 people at a time.
Or the apprentice is just gonna group up with someone.
Either way.
What if the apprentice is a genasi? That would
Oh,
make it
well,
easier to
thank
get victims.
That's true.
Actually, wait. You said they gave out scrolls of sending, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Hand it over for a second.
I will.
Yeah, investigate that sending scroll.
Detect magic.
Would there not already be magic in a scroll ascending?
No, I'm looking for.
But you
other
can get
things.
more info on it, basically.
I'm looking for more things in case this is a scrying spell on it.
All right. Well then.
Yeah, like some sort of tracking.
You cast Detect Magic. From what you can tell via the spell, nope, just a sending spell.
Well, it's just a sending spell, but at the same time, I don't exactly trust it, or trust this, since, well, they've just given a clear and easy way to call for their master or assistant.
Other thing, we should probably explain to Burns what you guys think. Because
About
we're
what?
about Manu, because we didn't really tell him that because we didn't really get that feeling from Manu.
Oh, I say that we relay the embalmer information that we got, that taking out the hearts is probably being done by an embalmer, and that you said there's 5 masters. The guy that we talked to is the only one currently in town. The other 4 are away, and we've already incited him. He's fine. So the 5 masters are good. But the head priest Manu is the only other person who has that master level knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
You see him grab a cigarette with 2 fingers and pull it out. So you suspect Manu then?
On top of that, we have an anonymous informant who's said that the person in one of the murders looked, well, priestly and smelled weird, like embalming fluid or incense.
Oh.
Yeah, that it was definitely somebody from the church.
Oh yeah.
So he is at least a suspect.
And then Thalia mentioned that you think it could be a Genasi hiding amongst them, and I expressed the fact that Tema was a water Genasi who was, for all intents and purposes, basically an apprentice at the temple under Manu.
It would make sense for him to take on a Genasi apprentice, because also if he ever needs to get rid of the apprentice for whatever reason, it won't raise any suspicions because she'll fit the victimology.
Well, this seems very likely so far.
It's at least something to put in the suspect column.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and at this point, Burns begins talking in a slightly more hushed tone. We'll have to tread real careful if that's the route we go about this.
Yeah, trust me, I'm not exactly a fan of this situation.
I mean, I'm not the most religious dude in this city by any means, but the priests around here tend to be regarded as pillars of the community. One word from them and they can make some serious movement that goes double for guys like Manu.
Which means our best bet would be to catch him in the act.
Pretty sure that's going to be the only way. That's assuming if he's our guy.
Well,
What?
hopefully the bait has been set, as she kind of gestures to Charia.
I grumble a little bit.
Well, what if we double up our bait?
What do you mean?
Oh.
Well, so we know that next one's an Earth Genasi, and possibly they plan on trying to speed up their process here, which is why they're rushing to kill a little bit now. What if we had a Fire Genasi along with our Earth Genasi?
You have one in mind? Because 4's not here.
Well, I look over to you. Can't you change?
I can only change into different human forms, or the fox form.
Hmm.
Where's 4 right now?
can't.
I don't remember.
Let me make sure. That's right, babe. I can only...
I thought
Yes,
it was...
a specific single human form of the same sex.
Well, there is one more info that I don't think we told you to yet.
Though I can do illusion magic. I wouldn't actually shift. I would just be an illusion of a different
Mm-hmm.
person.
Well,
I disguise you, but I only disguise self.
I think Okazad has an idea or something he wants to say.
Yeah. What's the plan of that?
I'm not sure if it can be involved in the plan of sorts, but we definitely know our killer is getting more sloppy as our latest victim shows signs of actually having caught a glimpse of our killer and fought back.
Any chance that?
And it's probably
Okay.
the apprentice doing it then. Oh, and we need to tell them about the true polymorph.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
We're heading.
Burns grits his teeth when you say apprentice, just like the reminder that that's now a thing does not sit well with him.
Well, there's even whoever we're playing with is definitely a serious player of Kinds because we invested. Remember that Genasi that we investigated who looked like the last murder victim?
Yeah.
Well,
Burns' ears perk up at that. Wait, what?
I kind of hold up my finger. Turns out she's not Genasi. She's been
Alright.
true polymorphed.
Explain that to those of us that don't get magic.
Well,
So-
Okazai can roll an Arcana for it.
Yeah, I'll let Okazai roll first.
Probably. Yeah,
Yeah, it was,
I
So-
that much.
I do have 0 in Arcana.
So think of it like this: the way there's the polymorph spell, which is a lot lower, and it allows you to change someone or something into another thing or another person.
Okay, makes
But it
sense.
doesn't last. But it doesn't last forever. It lasts for, I think, a couple hours at a time.
Okay.
True polymorph becomes permanent.
Oh.
True polymorph is, and she kind of. So you know how I shoot lightning? That's down here on the power scale, and she kind of puts it down like by her knee.
Okay.
And then this is true polymorph's power level, and she like extends her arm all the way above her head.
Yeah,
Oh.
it stands on her tiptoes.
Jura understands this.
The
Yeah,
disparity
and-
in power level for whoever is using this. We are working against someone who knows what they are doing and has access to spells that high commodores might not even have access to.
Burns puts the cigarette back in his mouth.
Sounds like that tablet the ancient kings used to use for punishment.
Tablet.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Yeah. You know, back in ancient Mahad, you know, the scrolls we have now, they used to engrave magical runes and things on rocks, or in the case of the more powerful spells, large stone tablets. And I think True Polymorph was one of those ones that the ancient kings used to use to punish murderers. They would turn them into some kind of animal for X amount of years till they learned their lesson and then change it back afterwards.
so
We need to talk to somebody at the museum.
yeah. So we need to talk to Xena and then someone at the museum because this is an amount of power that we're well out of our league.
Oh, and they put a scar on her chest to make it look like they had
Like-
put the other victim's heart in there, but she has her own heart.
We checked.
We checked.
What do you mean you checked?
Well, don't worry. Just trust us.
Is she dead?
Checked. No, she's
No.
alive.
Oh. All
We
right.
had the doc open her up and look at it. It's fine.
Jura doesn't comprehend this. He just understands wound open, how close.
Minor surgery. It's fine.
Don't worry.
All right, I'll just go with it. Well,
So we need to talk to Xena and check out the museum, and if this is which the power level of this tablet definitely makes me think it's someone like Manu who has access to these things.
well,
And if you two are going back to the constabulary, look at the new body and see if they did the same. I don't know, kind of with her heart or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's look at the area.
This is something we have to be very careful about from now on.
Mm-hmm.
this
Also, sorry, just a quick question. What spell was it? I think we said detect magic or something could be used to identify people, right? Or identify
Yes.
DNA.
Identify can be used as a DNA test. The only problem with that is you have to know who the person is. Otherwise,
Mhm.
it just gives you a cloudy image.
Yeah. So in that case, since
That is per the Sin Squad's extended rules for those listening.
in that case, do you have the identify spell, Okazad?
That I do not.
do either of you have it?
I think I do, but I need to also talk to Xena.
Well, why can't we? One of me or Thalia talk to Xena. That we can do. Why don't we switch up a little bit and make it easier?
True.
You, Why don't you go to the constabulary? You can take Okaza with you. I'll go with Thalia. We'll go to the museum and try to find Xena at the same time. Hopefully, maybe she'll be at the museum if we're lucky.
Because we were heading to the fort, right? They're right next to each other.
What do you guys think?
Constabulary in the fort.
I think no, I think she. What?
The museum and the fort are next to each
yeah.
other, right?
Yeah, the museum and the fort are next to each other.
Yeah. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, so I'll go with Thalia. We'll go over that way, and you're the only one that I think has the identify spell, so you need to see the body.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure that you're not getting too far away from
One of us.
Church. Yeah.
the church and the inn. If
Yeah.
if you're seen going into the fort, that might be a little
Suspicious.
suspicious.
Yeah. So this works out even better then.
Alright. Also, actually, correction, I apparently don't have that spell. I thought I had it written down on my spell list.
Yeah, I just looked. I don't have it either.
I thought
Gotcha.
you used it back in card.
I did.
He did. He did.
Maybe did I accidentally just write over it with a different spell?
You might have. Because I know you can do that when you level up.
Yeah, you definitely had it at one point.
Yeah, you had it.
I think I might have accidentally overwritten it with distort value because I was memeing at one point. So,
So, plan B would be magic shop to find a spell of that nature.
yeah.
Well, we did say we were meeting in the marketplace, right? That's where we're
Yeah.
at right now.
So, yeah, I'm just gonna
Magic
go
shop's
over to,
like right here.
I'm gonna head over to the magic shop then.
hope-
I'd say you guys are in like the big courtyard area, like right out in front of the constabulary and the temple. So Market Street's a little south of you.
Yeah, but you guys just head over to the fort and we'll try to figure out what we can from this.
Okay.
All right, Thalia, let's go find friend Xena.
Well, let's go to the museum first, and then we'll go to Xena. Because if we find out any information at the museum, we can relay it to her.
Even better. This is why I'm going with you. You're smarter than me.
On top of that, you guys do have the sending scroll, so don't be afraid to use it to talk to us.
That's true. I do have that. We only have one though, and you guys have the other one, so that actually works
You
out.
also have 2 scrying.
Actually,
I
now that I
was about
think
to say,
about
we
it.
have scrying orbs. Don't
Yeah, the
bother
scrying
using
orbs.
Yeah,
them.
actually, now that I think about it, Peter was the one. I mean, like, Thalia is the one who had one, and I had the other. So this still works out.
All right. Wow. So we have a few ways of communication right now. This is definitely pretty good.
Yeah. Normally, like I think in the manual or the actual rulebook is called a crystal ball. Typically, a very expensive item made readily accessible in this world. So.
That's more convenient.
Think of the
Yep.
future, man.
I mean, it makes sense in this kind of world too. So
Anyway.
yeah, we can go ahead and split. And they can go first since the constabulary is like right there. It would take us
Well,
longer to
fuck
get
it.
to the museum.
All right, MJ, how are you for time?
I'm still good for time. I got another hour.
Another hour. Okay. So then we'll do Okazad and Shari and the constabulary first.
Yep. Makes sense since it's closer to the Market Street that we're on right now, anyway.
Plus, if me and Thalia have to go over time, then it's fine because it's the two of us.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So Okazad, the lady Kenner at the desk remembers you from earlier.
Don't we need to pick up the identify spell first?
Yeah.
Oh, right, Market Street.
And I assume Burns is going with them.
Yes.
Yeah, which... Let's find out how much that is, because I know what it is in the Dungeon Master's Guide, it's range, but,
Before you guys leave,
Mhm.
Burns does actually tell Thalia. Oh yeah, and don't settle for any curator or management staff. You're gonna want to ask to speak to the owner directly.
Do you know what the owner's name is?
Yeah, his name is Salazar Sobek. Big crocodile lizard folk guy. You really can't miss him.
You got very literal with that name.
Good to know. Thank you. Salazar, what?
Sobek,
Sobek.
like the crocodile
yeah.
god in Egyptian culture.
Yeah.
Like the god of the Nile.
Yeah, hence why I said he got very literal with the name.
Listen, I'm allowed to be on the nose with these things.
You can. I'm not saying you can't, but I'm just pointing it out.
Oh combat as we see it.
Now go buy your identify spell. We'll be heading to the museum.
Identifies what level again?
It's level 1. I know in the DMG it's like 50 to 100 gold, but I don't know how you've changed up prices a little bit, so.
Yeah, really, it's however much it costs for like a spellcaster to make it. A shop would sell it at double because of the high cut.
I actually don't know how.
It'd be, I'd say identifies one of the like the lower level, first level spells, so it'd be 50.
Mm.
Yeah, like that whole 50 to 100 range, I would basically just base that on how either destructive and or useful the spell in question is.
Okay, so in that case, I'm gonna get 3.
Okay, so that'll be 150 gold.
Okay. Because it's always nice to have some backups.
It is always no backups.
Indeed.
Alright,
Okay.
yep, but we're gonna go to the body. Actually, wait, before we go, there's one more spell that I want. It's Talk with Dead, or Speak with the Dead.
What level is that?
Speak with Dead is level 3 Necromancy.
Okay, so that will be around 1,000 gold.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah, it might be. I'm gonna take it out of the war chest if that's okay.
Honestly, if it helps with the investigation, I think that would be fine.
Yeah, so I'll take it out of the war chest, and we're down to 8,000 in the war chest, but that's still plenty. So grab that one too.
Alright, we now have that.
And now we go to the constabulary.
Okay. So now the Lady Kenra behind the desk sees you, recognizes Okazad. What can we do for you this time?
Back to the morgue.
Back to? I don't think you've ever been down there.
I hold up the detective thing. We're here looking at the latest body.
Yep, she takes one look at the coin. Just
The
kind of
detective's with you, yeah.
Yep, good enough for me.
And we'll follow her down.
By my own admission, I actually forgot that Burns was with me for a second.
Yeah, I was like, he's there.
Listen,
Just saying.
there's a lot of notes in front of my face right now.
Oh, poor baby.
It's alright. He was a few steps behind.
Yeah, you guys are basically downhilling toward the climax of this, I think, so.
That means we're on the right track. I knew it
Yeah.
was the priest.
At the very least, a track.
When I re-listened to that episode of y'all first talking to him, I was just like, oh no, he's
Yeah,
still
you're-
totally it.
You're on a track. I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to confirm or deny if it's the right one or not, but you are on
I know,
a
it's
track.
been frustrating.
Yeah, because once you
You won't
make
tell
your-
me shit.
Once you make
That's
your
kind of
choice,
his job.
once you
I
make
know.
your choice, whether it's right or wrong, that will kind of conclude this whole thing.
I totally think it's right, but okay. I don't know about the apprentice part, but I totally think he's the mastermind.
Well, let's see.
Alrighty.
So, yes, the detective leads you down into the morgue area. Charia, this is technically your second time seeing the medical examiner, Dr. Marks, but it's her first time seeing you in this form.
I'll just look over to her and be like, alright, let's see the latest body and see how it compares to the rest.
She looks to Burns and he nods.
Okay.
And she goes over to the most recent drawer, like the 17 others you've already opened at this point, so you know who's in them, where they are.
Mm-hmm.
She pulls open another one, and there is an Earth Genasi laid out on this slab.
Is it air?
Yes, air. Earth and air sound similar in my brain.
The earth.
No,
Yeah.
air.
Yeah. okay,
Yarth.
so-
Shut up. We already established last episode. I'm not fucking this up again. It's air. Air, 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 air,
Oh,
air.
this
motherfucker.
is why I wrote it down too.
Alright, well, I'm gonna just kind of look over the body and then I'm gonna open the one next to it and just kind of double compare notes to it since we
Air.
saw the differences.
Air investigation.
Air investigation. I don't have air, so can I use earth?
No.
Ah, damn.
Just try roll. That might work.
No war. There is no war in Bossing set.
11.
All right.
Not great.
Would you care to do the same?
What with what investigation?
Yeah.
Yes. Would you care to roll investigation as well?
No, I will use water. Fuck you. And the game says that.
Okazad cast a tidal
ya.
wave. It did not help in the investigation.
And let me roll for burns just for.
He should get advantage. He's a detective.
I was about to say that I'm gonna actually give him Bardic Inspiration.
Hey!
Enough. Wow.
Oh, never mind. I can save the Bardic Inspiration.
Hooray for detective.
Yeah, like
The detective's on the case.
he takes one look at that. Oh, that's sloppy.
Yeah, it's gonna a lot more sloppy than the other ones. On top of that, the other ones we noticed the discrepancies on the bone cutting. Do you see that?
I see a lot more than that. Take a look at this. And as he points things out, you notice not only were the bones of the sternum and ribs very crudely cut through, like even more so than the ones you feel were performed by the apprentice killer. This appears as though like whoever was doing this was either using a really, really fast hand going back and forth or a really, really jittery hand, because there are the start of sawtooth marks in various places other than where the cuts were made.
Huh.
Suggesting that possibly early on in the cut, the saw actually like kind of jumped out of place and started cutting somewhere else before whoever did this finally got it going in one area.
Alright, I'm also gonna kind of look at their fingers and stuff and look for like any blood that doesn't look like it came from them. Since
You
if they
notice-
did resist, there's a chance.
Directing Burns' attention over to that because he was the one who rolled the nat 20.
Mm-hmm.
You do notice there appears to be this woman's nails were kept rather like long or not really long, but longer than usual and kind of filed down to points. The nails on her right index and middle finger, the one on the middle finger appears to be chipped, and like the tip, like where the point would be, is missing. The nail on her index finger is completely gone.
Ugh.
Like ripped out. Gone.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, that's gross.
What the hell happened here?
Looks like she did get a chance to resist, and whoever did made sure to try and cover their trail, maybe, or if they got knocked loose in the fight.
Still, that's brutal.
Well,
The first offensive words we're looking at in this case.
well, if she fought back, then there's a chance for this. And I'm gonna pull out the Speak with Dead scroll and cast it on the body.
Oh God. Okay.
You're casting Speak with Dead on a murder victim?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a wisdom save real quick.
I'm so glad I'm not there.
All of us?
Yeah, Okazad, you do it too, and I'll roll it for Burns and.
That's
Dr.
not great.
Marks.
That's pretty
That's
good.
great.
Wait, MJ, that's not a wisdom save.
Nat 20!
Yeah, that's not a wisdom save.
Oh, sorry, bro.
Burns is okay.
I mean, it's the same thing.
Marks is okay. Oh yeah, if it's the same stat, then whatever.
Yeah.
So, Okazad, you're like, you know that those things where like a dog leans its head out the window and you see like just the folds of its face just getting flapped around in the breeze.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You, Burns, and Dr. Marks are all like, you're all standing firm in your stance, but you're all basically having that done. Charya, you have tinnitus in your ears and a ringing in your brain as the spirit of this air genasi materializes in front of you, screaming bloody murder and agony like a fucking banshee as her voice echoes off the walls. Yeah, and she stops only to take short panicked breaths and scream again. This woman is inconsolable.
God damn it.
But you
That worked.
actually,
Because it does say I get 5 questions.
you do.
But
While
the
you're-
question
while
is
you're
she
doing
even
this-
able to answer them?
Well, while you're doing this, you did kind of not pass the save. Okay, so perception with disadvantage.
I mean, I could technically.
Well,
That's
he's
true. You can.
Oh,
Yeah, so
wait.
you-
7.
yeah, so you, Okazad, would roll it normally.
Perception.
You know what? I'm gonna throw Okazad a bardic inspiration between her short cast and just go, "What do you see, Okazad?"
Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and roll that then.
it's a D6, right?
Yeah.
Let's roll a D6.
How many?
Just roll there's the die thing in the
Right.
corner.
Yeah,
Yeah, just go to the side.
5.
That's pretty good,
17
actually.
altogether. Yeah, so 17 altogether.
Yeah.
You notice she's not doing. They're not different screams. It's the exact same scream every time, and you notice towards the end of it, before she, goes silent for a second to take a breath, you notice her right hand come up, and with, again, those two fingers, the index in the middle, she rakes forward, and then that's when she stops, puts her hands back down at her side, and then screams again. And at the end of it, she brings her hand up again and makes the exact same motion.
It's
She's
She's
basically
reliving
literally
her
her death
death.
on repeat.
yeah, she's basically reliving the moment of her death over and over again.
That's cool.
MJ, you're torturing her.
Seriously.
It's actually not even her soul. That's the thing.
Well, it's her spirit.
Yeah, it's an
Yeah, because
animated
it's not the
spirit, but
body,
it's
but
not the
it's
soul.
yeah, it's not the body, but it's independent of the soul too. So basically, what you're seeing here is just an echo of what happened in the past.
Yeah. So I am going
Definitely
to.
fought back in the most extreme way possible.
With the bardic inspiration, raising that to a 17, you notice the path of which she's bringing her hand upward, assuming a humanoid roughly the same size as her, so like a medium creature. If the nails left some kind of mark or slash, as you're expecting they did, it would probably be on the left side of the person's midsection, probably up through the center of their chest.
So whoever hasn't had their wounds treated, if they haven't, would have a mark somewhere on their chest, right?
Yes.
I pretty much relay that
left side of their
information
or the left side of their midsection.
back. Yeah, I pretty much relay that information back just based on the swipe.
Yeah, and you also notice as her hand reaches like the apex of its arc, you see her hair and would the spectral image appear with clothes on?
I assume so.
If it's an image of the past, I would assume, yeah.
Okay, then yeah. Then as the hand reaches the apex of its arc, you notice her hair and the clothes she's wearing get blown backwards by a gust of wind.
Okay.
Wait, so the wind wasn't even Genasi who did it.
Oh, it's like it's not as forceful as the displaced sand was in the alley. So you're probably figuring she just created a burst of wind. The majority of it was focused in front of her, but a little bit of backlash tugged
Went
at her
back
hair
at her.
forwards.
So she was definitely fighting back. Got a scratch and a force of wind knocked her aggressor off, but ultimately met their end at that moment.
Hurry up and ask her the questions. I can't hear anything.
Yeah, like Burns just has his ears pinned back, and Marks is just gently has her index finger stuck in her ears.
I don't think we can ask this anything.
Just try it.
You're the one casting the spell, though.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I assume that he could ask too since he's here with me, but
You know what? That's fair. I'll allow it.
I mean, I am more conscious. I feel like I can.
Otherwise, the spell would never end.
yeah. Well, no, it lasts 10 minutes.
Are you aware of us who are with you right now?
Dumb question.
I want to at least get like a basic idea of what's going, like if they're even capable of responding.
Drago.
The spirit does not respond. It continues screaming.
That's my thought.
Which I will avoid doing.
Yeah. Ask her if they were from the church.
Like they clearly are not going to respond. Is the problem?
Well, what did you ask them first?
I asked them if they could even hear us.
They can't answer that, you idiot. They can't learn new information.
I'm glad I swapped partners.
Yeah, you need to
I actually-
basically talk like, what do you see right now?
Oh, fine.
Yeah, talk to the spirit as if whatever's happening is a present moment.
Yeah,
Okay,
so you
fair
need to
enough.
basically like, what do you see? What's happening?
Yep.
Things like that.
Who is this person attacking you?
Well, be a little too specific.
In
Like
between,
describe
while,
like the threat.
while screaming, and again, like the motion she's doing, the amount of time that the scream elapses in is not changing. But in the middle of the scream, she starts yelling out, "My friend betrayed me. My friend betrayed me."
What?
Well, that's,
What?
Oh no, you hear that plain as day.
Okay.
She is screaming it the fuck out.
You got 4 more questions.
3 more.
I didn't know if the first one counted because she didn't
Who is
reply.
your friend?
Again, in between screams, someone I trusted.
Were they from this city?
Ask a name or if they're Genasi.
Were they Genasi?
Ooh, okay. I'm actually looking at the stuff of like how she died.
What do you mean?
He forgot
He
how
has a
she
lot
died.
of notes. He has a fucking. He's working on it.
Dude, I've been writing this investigation for like months before you guys got to Mahad, so.
Yeah, and he actually didn't know who was going to be killed or who the murderer is. He actually rolled for it.
Yeah, I rolled for who the murderer and who the apprentice was going to be.
Oh, so there is a murderer and an apprentice.
Spoilers. We kind of
Yeah.
figured, kind of already figured that, but
I mean,
still.
we kind of did, but at the same time, spoilers.
Well, he told us that.
Yeah,
He told us there were 2 people.
yeah, I pretty much all but gave you that one.
But it's because I rolled the nat 20 in the morgue.
Regardless. Moving on.
But she answers no, or screams no, so not a Genasi.
So that's what, 3 questions down?
Yep, 2 to
Four.
go.
Oh, I know what to ask him, but I'm not there, so I'm not going to metagame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've already metagamed enough with these questions.
Ask them if they're from the church or something.
Thank you. That's what I
Are they-
wanted to
are they-
ask.
Are they fine? Are they from the church?
She answers, I don't know.
Oh, son of a bitch. Ah, god damn it.
So we know that they were. So the only thing we've gleaned so far is that they were betrayed.
Got one more question, however.
We don't know who this person was. We don't know if they're from the church.
You just
And
know
we
that
don't-
they're...
and we,
My friend
they were not
betrayed me.
Genasi.
Yeah, my friend betrayed me, someone I trusted, not a Genasi, don't know if they're from the church or not.
Put your 2.5 heads not even 2.5. 1.5 heads
Like the
together.
only other question I could think of is like, what were they?
Is that what you asked?
No, that's not what I'm asking right now. I'm just like thinking.
Yeah,
like,
remember, she can only answer in very vague, cryptic, or repetitive answers.
That's the only other question I can think of right now that could honestly help. I'm not sure if there's any.
We'll try to think a little more.
Like, where did they come from before then? Before the attack happened?
Well, you could find that out by probably asking around town.
Yeah. What can we ask if this person would only know at this moment in time?
I'd say you got maybe 30 seconds to give me something.
Yeah.
Do you have any other better questions?
My those were kind of the big questions I wanted to ask.
Because otherwise, I'm just gonna ask if they knew. where
What
they were-
district? What district were they from?
No, they were from the agricultural.
No,
Well,
no,
The kill happened.
that's where the kill happened. But where do they live? The killer live.
Where do they live?
That's not gonna work.
The victim or the killer?
The
I
killer.
guess the killer.
Because she's not. I'm gonna float you this one for free. She's not gonna know that.
Yeah. Okay. So.
That's also it's also
Can I
very,
ask where they met up with their friend?
Where they met up with their friend.
Yeah.
She responds, "An alley. I'm in an alley."
That's not what I. So they met up. So they met up with their friend who betrayed them in the same spot, I guess.
Sounds like it.
She's reliving her murder, so
That's about the extent of all they're going to be.
that was your last question. So
yeah. So as she answers that, she does the upward clawing motion one more time, and as she goes to scream one more time, the voice fades out, the echo dies out, and the spirit disappears.
Well, that was horrifying.
there's one question.
Years.
There's one question that I don't think you guys asked it. I'm pretty sure you.
What?
What was her friend's name?
I think I wrote that off in my brain as a bad question because it's going to be cryptic, brief, or repetitive.
Chris, just out of curiosity, what kind of answer would you have given had they asked that?
What
That-
the name was?
Yeah, like what kind of? You don't have to tell me what the answer would have been. Just what kind of answer would have been.
It would have been repetitive of something she had already answered.
All right, I was just curious.
Yeah, I kind of just wrote that on off in my brain, I think. But either way,
So,
we found
killer-
something.
Unfortunately, Okazata, what were they wearing would have gotten you a lot more.
Yeah, you didn't think broad enough.
I was thinking that question, and we just went off topic.
He was gonna ask it and then decided against.
Yeah, that.
Well, we can always go get another scroll.
Do you really want to spend another 1,000 on the war just for more bloody murder?
If it could... Do you have any other questions, Ogazon? Like it? Yeah.
It's gone.
Well, yeah, no, I know it's gone. My hearing is still gone.
Yeah, Charia still has minor hearing loss and probably a bad case of tinnitus.
And a headache. Well, Detective, do you see anything on her person that, like, any blood or hair or stuff stuck under her fingernails that I could investigate with an identify spell?
Let's see.
I'll throw in a bardic inspiration dice too.
Cool.
How many of those do you even have a day?
It's like 3, I
got
think.
3.
Alright, then I will roll that for 12.
I don't know. 14's better than 12.
Mhm.
Unfortunately not. No hair, nothing.
Yeah. Was that investigation he was rolling?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pop it too, just because I'm also kind of looking, and luckily that doesn't require ears.
Mm-hmm.
Ah! Seems being deaf, when you lose one sense, the others get stronger to compensate.
He can't hear so well, so he sees even better.
Yeah!
Daredevil. Don't even know that's how it works.
Yeah, it's the opposite of
Daredevil.
Daredevil.
Reverse Daredevil.
So, you don't notice any hair or blood or anything like that,
Mhm.
but you do notice the hole where her heart used to be.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like, again, in the fashion that you've come to confirm that this murder was committed in, it looks like in haste, whoever reached in and grabbed the heart nicked a couple of the other surrounding organs when they were grabbing it, and when they yanked it out, a couple other things were jostled around and damaged.
Did any of the bones look like they were kind of pulled outwards with it, like they got caught on the person?
A couple of the ribs on the side that I guess the killer's fingers would have been looked like the heart kind of yanked on them a little bit. Not so much to break them or result in any new fractures, but it looks like this was not done cleanly. This was done in a hurry.
Okay. Well then, our next idea is to figure out who her friend is.
Do we know the name of this person?
Detective?
Unfortunately, I Doc? And Marks looks at the medical records.
Yeah, her name was Remis. Looks like she lived up in the agricultural district.
Well, we have a lead then. So if you want to head down, if we want to head down, actually, what time of the day is it?
I would say at this point it's probably getting into later afternoon.
All right, let's head down that way, and I think I have a plan on how we're gonna check some people.
All right.
But let's head down to the agricultural district and look for these nails. They might still be around there, and if they have any blood on it, that's gonna be a win.
Alright, so that's y'all's game plan?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good game plan.
I'd be happy to agree. Then it is at this point we will stop and bounce back to Thalia and Jura.
I thought you meant stop the session. I was like, no!
No, not yet.
We still have a half hour at least.
Well, MJ has a half hour. Depending on what we're doing, we can keep going past that.
Yeah.
So you said you guys were going to the museum first?
Yes.
That was the plan.
I believe that finished, I never had. So,
Good organized.
yeah, I had planned for a couple things in that exchange that never happened, but whatever. So, Thalia, you already know the path here. You lead Jura through the upper district. Jura, you actually walk past the house of the doctor that you annoyed.
Yeah, I think nothing of it.
Would we be talking to those upper doctors?
That's up to you guys.
If you think we have time to stop, we can.
I'll say that she stops and asks Jura if they talk to anybody in this area.
Oh,
The upper doctors were on the list eventually.
I mentioned that we kind of briefly talked to the one, but I didn't really get anything out of him because he didn't like my jokes.
Do we want to attempt to talk to one of them?
Alright, but I'm not going to make any jokes to them. They didn't find it funny the first time.
Well, we've been kind of avoiding the upper district. If somebody does have a high power level thing or that stone, somebody in the upper district might have the money to acquire it.
Well, if you think it's a good deal, we can talk to someone. Try to get some information.
Okay. I don't know if I want to go back to the same guy, but
Well, that's the only one that Jura knows where it is.
I know, but I can perception around here, right?
You can. Uh, 22. You notice there appear to be two practices, at least you consider it such based on the names on the doors. One of them says Perseus Pemberton, MD. Jura, if she points that out, you would know that's the one that you went to. The other one, a couple blocks away, says Gustave Grandier, MD.
Okay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. You want to go back to the one that you already tried?
I mean, we can give it a shot, but I'm not going to talk to him this time. It wasn't any fun.
What exactly did you do?
I was just copying his accent. He didn't find it funny.
Yeah, nobody would find that funny.
Why not? It's hilarious. He had a funny accent.
Yeah, and you're, insulting him, basically.
Also, I remembered the name. It was Cave Guy from Freakazoid. The voice that I gave him, the character from Freakazoid's name is Cave Guy, who in turn was an impersonation, I believe, on Thurston Howell from Gilligan's Island. Anyway.
Okay. Well, 1 through 10, we're going to go to the Pemberton guy. 11 through 20, we'll go to the other guy.
Alright.
8. Pemberton it is.
Alright. So you walk up these rather ornate-looking stairs to a pretty gaudy-looking door done up with a bunch of gold, like Egyptian-looking decorations. Jura, this rings uncomfortably familiar.
Ugh, I hate this house.
But this time the little sign on the door is flipped to read open in fancy ornate letters.
Guess that means we can go in.
I'm gonna walk right in.
You enter into what looks like the foyer of a very lavish mansion. A lot of it is, roped off like red velvet ropes with gold trim. A lot of the doors are closed, but there's one that's open, and you see a high elf gentleman in a long white coat, black slacks, and a dress shirt underneath. Like, lean his head out, kind of come out to greet you.
Good evening. How may I help you today?
And then he sees you, Jura.
Oh, it's
I have to say with I see he's got a funny voice.
Shut up, Drew. Like, I apologize for my friend. Don't worry about him. He's not that bright.
Just have a pouty look on my face.
Persuasion?
Yes.
Oop.
I don't think he would beat that unless he nabbed 20s. He did not. He pretty much forgives Jura.
oh, very well. I'm pleased.
Thank you. Shit, what exactly did we need to ask the upper doctors?
You wanted information. See if anyone would be able to buy said tablet.
No, but there was something that we were originally talking to the upper doctors about.
Transplants.
Transplants. Oh, that's right. Oh. Yeah, I don't think it's a problem saying that. I'll say, hello, my name is Thalia. We're helping the constabulary investigate the Heartrender case. I wonder if you have any information about, transplants.
I have volumes worth of information on transplants. What exactly would you like to know?
Just who around this area has the capability of removing organs without damaging them?
Well, I would say I'm the best in the city at it. And there are other doctors who claim such, but trust me.
Okay.
The other doctors in the Noble District, those being Hollingsworth, Rosenthal, and Brantier, they would all claim to be transplant experts. But they're all garish. Their skin pales in comparison to mine. Don't even get me started about that utter quack who sets up his practice in the bazaar. Ooh.
Oh, okay. So how would you go about doing a transplant?
He begins to give you basically the rundown of it. Like, you would need a healthy organ, like one still functional, taken from a healthy donor or someone who had recently died. And you would have to basically very quickly remove whatever organ it is from the patient, replace it, and then offer some kind of jolt or jump start to get it working with the rest of the body.
Okay, but more specifically, how would you remove the old one?
Well, after the cavity was opened and I had access to the organ, I would likely use an implement like a scalpel or something delicate to get it out.
Okay, what would you use to put your patients under?
Well, there are several, anesthetics that we can use for that. Or if certain religious accommodations need to be met, we could always just use a sleep spell.
Are those easy enough to come by?
There are several magic shops who sell scrolls for them, yes. And for one such as myself, money is no object.
But for spells though, what about higher level spells? Are there people in this area able to get access to higher level spells? Like, I don't know how to phrase, like, what is it, like 9th level?
You could say like High Commodore level.
Yeah.
Well, I would imagine you'd be able to find anything from novice to intermediate at any given magic shop. Anything with the power level you're describing would be under tight lock and key either at the fort.
At the museum? Okay.
There are some older tablets for higher level spells there from the heart. More ancient history. I don't think they've been used in centuries, possibly.
What about private collections in the upper district?
None that I'm aware of that cater to what you're talking about.
So no one would go about owning one, at least legally.
True. Sometimes people tell doctors things. No.
I'm quite certain the Navy's actually outlaw the owning of those stone tablets, especially the higher level ones. If that were made public knowledge, the Navy would come and confiscate them straight away.
Would the church ever have a reason to have one of those tablets? Or any sort of tablet for their religious purposes?
The church is subject to the same sanctions. If it were made apparent that they had possession of a spell tablet, the Navy would come and repossess it.
Okay. Did we need to ask him anything else? I can't think of anything else.
I think you asked some pretty good questions there, to be honest. And honestly, we got a lot of information out of him, just about those tablets themselves.
If
Yeah, I
only
don't.
ask the first time.
Hey,
I don't think he would have known to ask, though.
I know, I'm just fucking with him.
I do like this doctor, though. Do y'all need a doctor?
no, not this one. I don't like him.
You don't want this one?
No.
He named 3 other doctors. You sure you don't want to recruit a doctor to the ship?
If you want to give me Mephistopheles, I'll take him.
No, you can't have him.
Well,
I like him.
Well, I don't like this guy, so I guess we don't want this guy.
Well, he said there were 3 others. He didn't like the Gustav guy?
I mean, really, he doesn't like any of them.
I know. But if y'all want a doctor,
No,
we can recruit one.
I'd rather get one with more personality than this guy.
Okay, well, she's just gonna thank him for the information and say we'll be on our way.
Yeah, you do like a, I guess kind of falling back on old habits, like a noble exchange of thanks.
Yeah, and sort of like a little bow or curtsy or whatever. Probably a bow.
He returns it in the most posh way imaginable.
Of course.
I just leave.
Of course you do.
Ooh, so garish.
And she pushes him out the door.
As you close the door, you just hear on the other side.
Ooh.
You don't know how hard it was for me to not laugh in there.
I like him.
I don't.
Exactly, that's why I like him.
You know, we have our differences.
Okay, so do we want to try another doctor or just go straight to the museum?
I think we should go to the museum. I think we got most of what we needed out of him.
Okay. To the museum.
Hey, learning. Wait, no. My intelligence is a 7. I'll never understand.
You lead Jura to the museum via the path you're already familiar with. You've taken this way when you had to sell off all your shit that you found.
Yeah.
You find the same curator that you've met before. He recognizes you. Oh, hello.
Hello. Would we be able to speak to the owner, Salazar Sobek?
Like, as soon as you name drop him. Oh, I suppose it's possible. What, kind of leads in? Why did I ask? Is this in reference to?
Oh, it's a constabulary business. We're assisting.
persuasion.
Persuasion.
Again, he would need a 20 to beat it. Nope.
That worked out. I had intimidation at the ready.
So
You
he,
don't need to intimidate this man.
so he looks left, looks right. All right, very well. Grab a seat. I'll have it done in a few minutes.
Thank you very much.
This has been going pretty well so far.
And you see him go through a pair of double doors, gingerly close them behind him. And you have a couple minutes to take note of basically the decorum of this place. You know, they've got a couple of smaller exhibits just in this front entryway, a couple of school groups actually leaving the building, apparently on some kind of field trip, you would guess.
So this is a museum, huh? Because Jura's never been inside one.
She looks at him. Yes, this is history and knowledge. Very interesting things you can learn here.
I don't know. Unless there's history about fighting, but I don't think there's anything like that.
Most of the history involves fighting.
Jura's eyes
And
go
weapons.
wide. Jura's eyes go real wide. What?
Yes. Fighting, wars, battles,
You're telling me?
all the weapons that they use.
You were telling me that people were fighting before I existed?
Yes, and they'll be fighting after you exist.
You're
What?
on a continent whose name literally means land of divided heroes.
Jura puts his hands to his head and just kind of like bends over for it. It's like his mind has been blown.
Can I do an expert perception and see if there's any weapons in this area to be
Go
seen?
for it.
Nope.
Yeah, unfortunately not close by to the table you're sitting
Yeah.
at.
Can I do a perception with disadvantage because I'm still mind blown?
Yes. No,
Nope.
you see even less. Your head is between your knees, trying not to let the lightheadedness get to you.
Weapons and people fighting before me? I can't
Well,
comprehend it.
Now that I've flavored it like that, there is a jump in everybody in the room. Jura, the back of your head actually hits the underside of the table as those double doors fly open as if the Kool-Aid man just bursts through. And Thalia, looking over, you see a massive, like 8-foot-tall Nile crocodile-looking lizard man in a dark brown, almost silken-looking suit just kick through the doors. Hello, it's me, Salazar Sobek.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna say Thalia's ears kind of go back into her head. She sort of shrinks in on herself.
And the curator kind of leads this behemoth of a man over to your table.
Like, how tall is this dude?
He's like 8 feet.
Wait.
and some change.
He's twice my size.
Yeah.
He is literally twice your size, and he's got like pretty much a crocodile's features.
I'm gonna say Thalia like sort of backs up a little bit behind Jura. He goes into slightly timid mode.
What's wrong?
Big crocodile man, tiny little fox that crocodiles eat.
And as he gets to your table, the curator goes back to his desk and just kind of watches the exchange. So, I was told you had some questions for me, as he palms 2 of the chairs from the table, puts both of them behind him, and sits down, and you can hear the wood cry out in pain as he sits on them.
This dude is big.
Oh, yes. I get that all the time.
Just kind of in shock. Croc shock.
He slaps your back. Roll a Constitution save.
As Thalia like runs away from the slap.
Thank God.
Yeah, you take it like a champ. As this massive, like, leathery trash can lid hits your back.
I feel it. And I'm kind of like, oof, like it knocks the wind out of me, but like,
You can't help but feel this guy would probably go far in the pit.
I think Lowflower would struggle with him.
And he'd probably just be standing there just like, laughing and talking to him, going, like, mosquito, what?
So, how can I help you?
We're looking for information. We're told to talk directly to you.
Oh, is that right? Well, who was the little birdie who sent you my way?
It wasn't really a birdie, more like, jackal?
He raises a non-eyebrow.
No, oh, I thought he was gonna ask something. Yeah, it was, Detective Burns.
Oh, little Den! How lovely. Has he been making any progress in his investigation?
Well, some, now that we've given him some information, that's why we're here.
Lovely! And I recognize you, he points to Thalia. You're the one who recently made a series of charitable donations to add to our little effort here. They were much appreciated.
I like this guy.
She's kind of getting over her timidness a little bit, but she's still kind of slightly behind Jura.
Just give him a little pat in the head and be like, don't worry, friend, it's okay.
She kind of glares at you. Yes, I hope y'all enjoy those. We
Donations?
would actually.
Oh. You were, like, looking for a word, so I just kind of said donations.
No, I was about to say coins, but then I didn't want to say coins. I didn't want anybody to know about the coins.
Fair enough.
I don't need you questioning, like, right in front of him, like, well, what coins?
Fair enough.
Money?
Money? I didn't have any money. What you talking about? Oh, shit. What was I gonna ask him? I was gonna ask him something about the Genasi. Fuck. If he would know, who are the top, people with knowledge on Genasi in this area? Or hobbyists, or, you know, who would know the most about Genasi in this area?
Well, convenient you should ask. That's actually my area of study.
That is very convenient.
I was just wondering who, like, if there were other people as well that took an interest, came to Genasi, I don't know, lectures or anything like that.
Oh, there are a few people under my employ over in Rotafos digging through old Mahadi tombs, trying to learn more. We actually very recently discovered we're trying to get to the bottom of.
Could you tell us about the discovery, or is it classified?
Oh, hardly. History is everyone's, my dear.
I do agree.
Well, we stumbled upon something in one of the older tombs, known as the sacrifice of the pure elements, and we've been trying to figure out what that's all about.
What do you know about it so far?
It was some sort of means to appease the gods or something like that. Honestly, these old tombs are very difficult to get into.
How long ago was it that you found this?
Oh, it's been about a month since the discovery was made. Our lads from the Historical Society over in Rotafos have been working day in and day out trying to get to the bottom of it.
Who all is involved in it?
Actually, probably any proper nouns for that.
Well, you don't have to come out with proper nouns, just if it's
No, he
it's just museum people, just...
Yeah, he just explains that there's a group of like museum staff and volunteer archaeologists delving into the research, trying to figure out what this is all about.
Is the church involved in any of the museum's excavations or anything?
Oh, well, I believe a couple of priests have been approached to join the excursions. You never know what you'll find in those old tombs, you know, so having a priest on hand is quite beneficial.
Do you have one on hand?
I have a few. you. Occasionally, if he's not too busy, I'll go and round up young Encore from the temple. He's always reliable.
Okay. What's the significance of the Genasi to this area?
Well, the Genasi were the ones who built Mahad, practically from nothing. They were the first ones here, and they still maintain a rather powerful position in our society.
Well, we're investigating the Heartrender case, and I was wondering, with your knowledge on Genasi, do you have any insights as to why the killer would be taking their hearts?
Oh yes, the Heartrender. Absolutely savage what he's doing. But as for taking the hearts, that's sacrilegious here. The heart is the seat of the soul. Removing it would prevent a person from crossing into the afterlife properly.
Why would somebody want to do that?
Oh, your guess is as good as mine. None of our documents have anything in ancient Mahal even remotely supporting such a practice. It's always been sacrilegious, punishable by death, really.
What about this sacrificing thing that you had, or that you've just discovered?
Ah, the sacrificing of the pure elements, yes. Well, it seems to have something to do with ancient magic, possibly Jinborn. We're not entirely sure, but I don't think the Genasi specifically have anything to do with it.
But the Genasi could be considered Jinborn to some people, right?
Oh, that absolutely descended from Jin, but I have no idea of their actual involvement in this ritual. Our away team should be back within the next couple of weeks, and I could have more definitive answers for you.
What about the elemental cycle? Do you have any information on that? They seem to be killing in the elemental order.
Oh, yes, I'm aware. That seems to be another bastardization of our historical practices. The elemental cycle starts with fire, the breath of all life, and then goes clockwise from there. Water extinguishes fire, the air commands the water, earth blocks air, and as it always has, fire burns the earth.
Okay. Can you think of any other Genasi type questions to ask?
He went to walk his dog.
Oh. Anybody else can think of any Genasi questions to ask?
Yeah, feel free. We can flavor this up as scrying orb if we have to.
Yeah, I'll pull out the scrying orb.
Any other questions anybody wants to ask Crocodile Red Guy?
Do they have any scrolls of, or do they have any stones of true polymorph here?
Well, I was asking for Genasi before I
just
started.
questions.
You ask him that specifically.
No,
Yeah,
I'm gonna ask him a Genasi question. My brain was off in another place there for a minute.
Yeah, no, I was gonna ask about the stone things after the Genasi questions, but I wasn't gonna specifically ask for that one.
Genasi question.
No, but like that's why I'm saying, like, if it's like, does Charia specifically ask about that stone tablet?
No, I'm not asking you about that yet.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we'll eventually ask about that, but not quite this second.
But
our time, I believe, is running a little shy, so.
Yeah. So Genasi questions. I really don't got much. Actually, how powerful is Nair Genasi's wind blast? Like, powerful enough to hurt a person?
Well, it would depend entirely on the Genasi. If they were more magically inclined, a sorcerer, or maybe a cleric or something like that, then it could probably do a lot more damage. But just your average air Genasi, probably enough to push a person back a couple of feet, or a smaller person, certainly smaller than me.
Alright.
Deadlock, you got anything?
That's all. I think Deadlock's dead. Long live Deadlock. Stomp.
Son of a bitch, Mike was muted. Anyways, no, I do not. Nothing else, anyways.
Okay. And I will try to go to the tablet. I've heard that that in ancient Mahad they used to have punishments with stone tablets with some really powerful spells. Do you have any of those here?
Oh, well, funny you should. We actually had one, and then it was stolen from us.
Stolen? Which one? What was it?
Oh, it was a scroll with words on tablet of true polymorph, my dear. One of the highest level spells in ancient Mahad.
I'd lean
When
over.
was it stolen?
It's been a couple of weeks ago, right around the time that accursed Nikos got to town.
Nikos.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's always been so good at announcing his steps before, and I was willing to part with that garish painting that we had acquired recently. But to turn around and steal that tablet as well.
Zach, are you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
I just wanted to know if you had any specific Genasi questions.
I'm trying to think. Here's, no, I wasn't with them with the Genasi, with the things. I don't know that person was not Genasi. Oh yeah, I got a question. Was there anyone in particular looking at the tablet prior to it being stolen?
Oh no, we had it under lock and key in another place. We were actually in the middle of cycling out the exhibits. It was on its way to the capital to do a small tour there before coming back.
Can you tell us about the tablet? Any information?
Well, it was rather large, about as tall as I would say you are, my dear, and just etched top to bottom. It's necessary for casting such a powerful high-level spell.
Who would know about this tablet that you guys are transferring?
Oh, anyone who's been to the museum before, my boy. We've had it on display several times over the years, and almost everyone who lives in Nessus now gets to the museum at least once.
I had a question and then I just forgot it.
Is it about Genasi?
No, it was about the tablet. Oh, do you know if there's a way to, whenever they used this tablet back in ancient Mahad, how did they reverse it?
Oh, well, after the sentence of the convicted had run its course, whenever king or pharaoh condemned the convicted person, would simply use the spell again to restore their original shape. Even after the permanence of the spell, another true polymorph would restore it and undo what had been done.
It's kind of what I had a feeling was going to be the situation with that.
Would it have to have been the same person who cast it, or just anybody?
Well, presumably anybody who had access to it. But you see, back then the ancient kings were the only ones with the tablets.
Of course.
Oh, and now you've got me very curious. What exactly does this have to do with the hard render case?
Oh, I was just curious at the types of higher level spells you have here. A lot of the victims have been, sort of suspended while getting their hearts ripped out. We were just wondering the types of spells that are associated with Mahad.
Oh, yes, well, that's the big one, the one that was used most commonly on killers back then, but, well, magic is what it is. There are plenty of people who practice it, and there are a lot of spells that incapacitate a person long enough for their heart to beat. Unfortunate.
Any come to mind, or any people in this area you know of capable of doing them?
Depends on how you wanted to do it. If we're playing off the theme of higher level spells, there's always power word stun that completely incapacitates a person. You could rightly do whatever you wanted to them after that.
So, quick question: we're still on the scrying orb, right?
Yeah.
I want to insight this man because
What exactly are you trying to glean?
well, he says it was stolen and that it's possible that it could have been that these scrolls could have been used for that stuff. I don't know. His cheerful attitude throws me off and makes me suspicious of him.
Alright.
That maybe it wasn't stolen, but maybe he liberated it.
Alright, go for it.
24.
Insight, whenever he speaks about or recalls the fact that the stone was stolen, he goes from his typical jovial self to, like, you could swear his scales turn from, like, that dull, like, off green that a normal crocodile's is, to, like, bright fucking red. Like, he is livid over the fact that it is no longer here.
Okay, so definitely stolen.
Yes, so something in a museum that he owns, stolen on his watch, he's not happy about it. To say nothing of its historical significance.
It's not a small tablet by any means. It's definitely like a two-person thing at least to probably take it, unless you're big enough to carry it.
Yeah, based on the way he's describing it, it's basically like you've seen spell scrolls. This is basically a spell Rosetta Stone.
Yeah.
And you said it got stolen right around the time Nikos got here?
Oh yes, around the time that he put that message out to the constabulary that he'd be stealing that other painting from us, which he still did!
That's... He's usually pretty good to follow, like, if you've seen any of his previous thefts, he seems to usually follow the directions that he's going to steal something to the letter.
Oh,
That-
I know. And he usually goes out of his way to avoid stealing things that are culturally significant or mean too much to the owner. He's only in it for the money.
That doesn't mean
Really?
it doesn't mean somebody didn't take advantage of the fact that he was going to steal something that night to also steal something else.
You suspect there might be someone else in town who can lift it from us?
Well, if you guys were focused on Nikos,
It would put attention away from all the other things, and somebody else could take advantage of that.
Well, I suppose that could have been the case, yes. But then who would be my follow-up question?
Well, if it's from someone who was semi-connected to the case, or semi-around here who knew this was going to happen, was there anyone around it who was looking to help keep it safe? I know that something of that cultural significance might attract the church's attention to want to also protect it, just in case.
Oh, we had a small contingent of constabulary guards, and I believe a pair of priests from the temple arranged to transport it to the old camp.
Which priest,
You-
if you don't mind me
yeah.
asking?
Oh, there was one, a young human man. Bars, I believe was his name. And then there was a young water genasi girl who subbed in for another guard after he had taken ill a few hours before the trek was to be made.
god damn it.
Ding ding
God
ding.
damn it, indeed.
Yeah.
Ding ding
Ding,
ding.
ding, 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 ding. But, and I must bow out for now.
Yeah, you get
So-
out of
You guys have fun.
All right.
Okay, well I think we're pretty much done with the
Yeah, that's-
museum.
Yeah, this
That's a lot of info.
Then yeah, if you're done questioning Sobek, then we could just like ham it up at the beginning of the next episode, like how that conversation will end, and then we can just pick up with Xena later.
Yeah,
Just
because
end up this
we'd
conversation here now. That's all we got.
we'd be done with him and we'd go straight to Xena afterwards.
Okay, then yeah, I'd say you exchange your thanks and your exchange of parting pleasantries with Salazar,
Yes.
and he'd as you're leaving the museum, just wave one of those like big leathery hands. Like it sounds like leather grinding every time this man moves.
Oh God.
Unpleasant.
I will say also that I would like to get on the scrying orb and ask Lucian about Nikos.
All right, funny you should do that. So you get in contact with him like in the museum or as you're leaving?
Oh no, we're out. Nowhere near anybody, because I don't want anybody hearing that we're asking about Nikos.
Okay. Then yeah, you managed to get in touch with him.
Oh, hello, Captain.
Hey Lucian, has Nikos come back to get the thing he dropped off from you yet?
Yes, funny you should mention. He actually just showed up about an hour or two ago.
Okay, any idea how we can get a hold of him?
I could put you through to him now if you wish, or if you want, I could just have him wait here and you could come back later.
You can put him through.
Yeah, I think it's better if we talk to him now.
Yeah, that's easier.
I think he's up in the gallery. I am always making something and
Lucian, what's the last time you ate?
Yes.
Go eat whatever. Go eat whatever she's cooking then.
And you watch as he takes the orb up the stairs from his workshop and into up on deck and then into the galley, where you see Nikos sitting at the galley table.
So, Captain Nikos, call for you, sir.
He sets the orb in front of Nikos. You see him now staring at you.
Hey Captain, we got a quick question for you.
What's up?
The theft you did a few weeks ago, the painting.
Right, the Captain Silly Pants, what about it?
Yeah, it seems that somebody else used your theft as a diversion to steal something else from the museum. Did you happen to notice anything that night out of the ordinary?
I noticed they were moving a couple things. Wait, you said a couple weeks ago?
Yes.
I stole the Captain Silly Pants just a couple days ago.
Well, at the museum, they said you were here a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
And that you would announce the theft.
Yeah, I got to town a couple weeks ago, and that's when I announced it to the town guards, but I didn't steal anything until 2-3 days ago. One tends to this way.
Okay. Well, how would you go about getting into the museum to steal something that was about to be transported?
Well, my favorite way in places like this, since it's all limestone brick and everything, I use
And he kind of gives you a knowing look.
magical means to remove individual bricks from a wall and then put them back exactly where they were once I'm through onto the other side.
Okay. They would not be able to replicate that.
No, I don't think so. There's only a small handful of people that can do something like that.
Okay, then it was most likely an inside thing, but it seems to be they're blaming you for it.
Oh, is old Sal got his scales in a bind about the painting going missing?
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
What's got him so worked up? What else went missing?
A very powerful spell, Stone Tablet. Like ancient Mahad culture.
You see his eyes go wide.
Wait, you mean one of those big juju spells?
Yeah, like true polymorph. Huge spell.
Oh, that's some serious shit.
Yeah.
Okay, then, how about I do some digging then, see what I can find out about it.
Please, it seems it might be an inside job, though.
Any leads?
Well, we don't have anything definite, but we're suspecting one of the, priests or church hands that was supposed to help transport it may have something to do with it.
Good. It's a dangerous game to be playing in a town like this.
Exactly. But there's something going on at the church, but we're not quite sure. Obviously, we can't just raise suspicion because it is the church.
Didn't they do something today where they're doing like group encouragement or something?
Yeah.
Yes, and that doesn't seem quite good because now you can grab victims easier together.
Hey, quick question since I'm still here. Do scrying orbs, can they do three-way?
In theory, yes, if all three of them are on the same magical frequency.
Yeah, and it's still technically on my scrying orb, so...
Yeah, so would you say that you still had us connected?
Well,
Yeah.
Thalia had to change hers to talk to Lucian.
That is true.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah. Never mind. There goes my idea.
Yeah, like you could spin the wheel, but it's also entirely likely you would end up on the other end of some dude in the shower or something.
Yeah. And I wouldn't know that you needed to talk to him, so.
No.
Yeah, but before you leave port or the next time you're back at the ships, if you wanted to take note of what frequency Lucian's on, you can contact him later.
Yeah, no, I just had an idea. For extra protection.
Okay, well, I thank him for the information and tell him I need to talk to him later about something different, if we can arrange that.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Were you still interested in that other thing you talked to me about?
Yes, that's why I would like to speak to you at a later time.
Because I got the Captain Silly Pants here, just kind of collecting dust. So if you wanna, do your thing with that at some point.
Yes, I mean, I'll be coming back to the ship tonight.
Okay, I got the Liz and Pat here off on the chance meeting doing something off-site at Bleakfell at the moment, so I'll be hanging by the port.
Okay, I'll meet up with you tonight then.
Cool. Mind if I crash on your ship till the heat's off?
Go for it.
Sweet.
Alright, and she's just gonna say, thanks and bye.
Yeah, he'd wave you off.
I just look over. No, I was,
No, I'll just tell him that he needs to eat something.
He nods and you see him sit down.
Yeah, no, she would close the orb after that.
Yeah, like as soon as Lucian plants his ass, the call would end.
so are you doing something with that painting or something, or?
She looks at Juro for a few silent moments, like thinking. I'm gonna get in the business of something, but I'm not quite sure. Nikos might help me out.
Alright, I ain't gonna stop you.
Just trying to set something up so that I can get a little bit of income.
Well, yeah, we could probably definitely use that.
It's more for my ship's war chest.
I'm working on getting a ship. It's getting there. Yeah, I mean, might as well. You got a boat. The other boat's basically Okazad's. I want my own boat.
How exactly are you progressing with that?
I think I have about a third of what I need for the boat.
He bought a book on origami. Soon he will have a paper boat that floats in the bathtub.
I mean, if we just keep doing what we're doing and keep making money, if I keep winning these pits.
I mean, you have true. You have something going on with Gar.
True, maybe I can get a
discount. Ask him.
Yeah. We'll worry about it later, though. Let's.
Yeah, he steals and shells ships all the time. Maybe you can get some sort of discount or something off of it.
Well, when we go to our next destination, maybe we'll head towards him real quick.
And I will say before all of this, like before we end it, Thalia, as the sun is beginning its evening descent, you actually get a message in your head from one.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Captain, staying an extra night. Rich guy put us up in a ritzy hotel. Said he might come talk to you later. Nothing bad.
And you can respond in 25 words or less if you wish.
I'll just say, sounds good. Stay safe. Just keep me updated.
And you send that message on to him. And yes, that is where we can end it.
Yay.
The mystery is closing in.
It's definitely getting more interesting.
Yeah, but now I'm curious, because Ed Chick had said it wasn't a Genasi that attacked her. It definitely wasn't the Master. But yet that Genasi that I had suspected is probably on the old tablets, and now I'm confused.
Did I throw a wrench in your plans?
Yes, how dare you?
Well, there's one thing I kind of
Well, here's the thing here.
speculated.
The master.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
But here's one thing I speculated. It's not necessarily an answer, but just a speculation. The Genasi, the person that was turned into a Genasi, could also be it because they had the slice up the middle that would taint for the scratch. Was that that before or after
No. That was before this one.
She's been at water gymnastics for a long while.
Yeah, for a while.
At least.
Yeah.
This kill just happened, so
But what
this
if this?
person was not killed by this person.
She's been a water genasi for a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least.
So around the same time frame that it's now been established the tablet went missing.
So many things, so many circles.
Oh, true.
I will say this though, there was one thing Charia could have done back in the morgue that could have answered a lot of questions.
The clothes question.
No. I mean that would have been helpful too, but no, there was one thing she could have done. I'm not gonna say what it is.
Well, I still think the priest is the mastermind. I don't care what you say. I'm
But
still thinking the priest is the mastermind.
With a recently deceased victim, there was one thing MJ could have done.
MJ specifically, or if any of us were down there.
Actually, it's kind of a moot point now. He already signed off, so nobody else had detect magic, right?
No.
I do.
Oh, you still have a scroll of that?
No, I have the spell.
Wait,
It's a
did he
first
not
level
cast
spell.
detect magic?
No, he didn't.
Nope. That was the one thing he didn't do on the most recent victim.
Oh,
Wasn't he gonna do identify too?
he
He
did. He did use
Yeah.
identify.
Oh, did he do? I missed
He used
that.
identify, but he didn't use detect magic.
Oh.
Dang it!
Whoever gets
Yeah.
sent with
Yeah, I
the,
know. I have detect magic too. So.
whoever gets sent
now
with
it's now it's a meta thought, so now you can.
Yeah, no, I can't. There's no reason for me to go back and investigate the body. So.
I feel like we're going like in circles around the answer, to be honest.
Yeah, there have been several
Squirrels.
instances so far where if you had asked a certain thing in one of the instances you were in, it would have cleared up a lot. Just it didn't happen.
I feel like
You're
I,
just slowly swirling in, just closer and closer.
Did we get the decent amount of information from the museum though?
Yeah, like from Sobek, you got quite a bit actually. But like talking to him is a good choice.
Okay.
that's what we got. It's just the answers. I feel like it's still
Like,
not
right there.
I feel like it's still not the master, but I don't know.
I still think it's the head priest.
I think he's involved, just not the proverbial master in this.
Well, there was that
Oh,
one
that's a
elf
bit-
person that was inspecting the body that after that moment we didn't see her again, or him. I don't remember.
Mhm.
Oh, he's talking about the CSI.
Oh, well, they're not meant to be seen much afterwards.
I have her name in my notes somewhere.
Because I thought she was one of the embalmers, like the master embalmers.
Yes, I have her name.
So
Well, there's
ma-
only 5 master embalmers.
And
And
only
four
one
of,
is in
four
town,
of them are
supposedly.
4 of them are traveling.
Well, that's why I thought it was weird that one was there.
Was it an embalmer?
I don't know. I never got the chance to talk to them.
The person who was examining the body, no, that was one of the constabulary CSIs.
Yeah, that was just a random person doing their job, probably.
Well,
Yeah, no, that Elven girl worked for the police.
I just
So
don't know.
many questions.
Damn it, MJ! Why'd you have to leave early?
Oh, it doesn't do much good now.
To be fair, we both messed up.
Well, I still wanna know.
As we fast approach the conclusion.
I want to know.
It's all circling the fort and the temple, but mostly the temple. 'Cause I feel
Mostly the temple, but it keeps talking about Navy stuff too, so...
it was Haas the whole time. Damn it! I want the answer.
Regardless, we will schedule the next game, and we will see you guys next time.
All right, next game's right.
Bye-bye.
Next game's right now. Let's go.
Without MJ?
Yes.
So,
He's holding us back.
We can't really do that.
Brandon, there's the migraine, please no.